Hello, everyone. It's wonderful to have you with us today.
Welcome to Empower Fantastic Life. Find your power. Live without limits. You know, we spend so much time and energy trying to build good habits to improve our lives. But what if we've been focusing on the wrong thing? What if there's a more powerful, almost invisible force at play? Well, today we're diving into that very idea based on a simple but profound quote from author Stephen Guy's. Momentum is more powerful than habit.
And this whole breakthrough, this whole idea, it didn't come from some grand theory. Nope, it actually started on a day of absolute rock bottom, zero motivation. A feeling I think we can all unfortunately relate to.
So let's get into the story. Picture this. It's one of those days where you feel completely drained. You know the kind. Getting off the couch feels like climbing a mountain. Well, on a day just like that, the author decided to try something almost laughably simple.
He challenged himself to do just one single push-up. That's it. A goal so tiny, so ridiculously small that his brain couldn't really argue with it. But here's where the magic happened. That one push-up, it wasn't the end. It was the spark. It set off a chain reaction, and before he knew it, he had completed a full workout.
So this one simple event really uncovers the powerful secret we're talking about today. What exactly is this force that can turn a single, tiny action into a full-blown workout?
It's momentum. And it works in our lives just like it does in physics. An object in motion tends to stay in motion. Once you start moving, even just a little bit, a natural force kicks in that makes it so much easier to keep going. The real battle, as it turns out, isn't doing the work. It's just getting started.
And this leads us to a really simple but powerful truth about human behavior. You are most likely to do what you just did. Think about it. If you wash one dirty dish, you're suddenly more likely to wash a second. If you read one page of a book, turning to the next one feels natural. Our last action heavily predicts our next one.
And this is why momentum is so different from motivation. We all wait around for motivation to strike, right? But motivation is an emotion. It's fleeting. It's unreliable. One day it's there, the next it's gone. Momentum, on the other hand, isn't a feeling. It's a force that you create through action. It's sustainable. It's predictable. And the best part? You don't have to feel like doing it. You just have to start.
Okay, so that's the what. Now for the how. If the secret is just to get started, how do we actually create this momentum, especially on those days when we feel totally and completely stuck?
Well, the strategy is brilliantly simple. First, you have to start ridiculously small. I'm talking one push-up small. Second, it helps to link that tiny new action to something you already do every day, like right after you brush your teeth. And third, and this is key, you have to prioritize doing it often over doing it perfectly. It's the daily frequency that builds the real power of momentum.
And this number, 1, really captures the whole tactic. Write one sentence. Read one page. Meditate for 1 minute. Remember, the goal isn't the single action itself. The goal is just to break inertia. It's like trying to turn a giant heavy flywheel. The first push is the hardest, but once it's moving, even just a little, keeping it going takes so much less effort. Now, of course, we have to be honest here. This force works both ways. Negative momentum is a powerful thing too. It's what keeps us hitting the snooze button again and again, or mindlessly scrolling through our phones for way too long.
So how do you stop that downward slide? Well, it's not with some huge, heroic act of willpower. Instead, the author suggests something called a micro-reversal. It's the smallest possible counter move you can make to just interrupt that negative flow and shift your direction.
And here are some perfect examples. If you find yourself in a negative loop, your job isn't to fix everything at once. It's just to make one tiny move in the other direction. Let's say you just ate a bag of chips. Don't beat yourself up. Just drink a full glass of water. That one small, positive act is often enough to break the spell of the negative momentum.
All right, so how do we make this last? How do we go from a few good actions to a life that just flows in the right direction? Well, it's all about mastering the long game by designing a life that actually supports good momentum.
The idea here is to make the right choice the easy choice. You want to make your good cues totally obvious, like leaving your running shoes right by the front door. And you want to make the bad cues invisible. Hide that junk food in the back of the pantry. And on those low-energy days, your goal isn't perfection. It's just to protect the streak. Do the absolute minimum to keep the momentum alive.
And this really is the most profound part of it all. When you do these small, consistent actions over time, they do more than just get things done. They actually start to change how you see yourself.
You stop being a person who is trying to exercise, and you become a person who is active. Your identity literally shifts to match your actions. And when you harness this invisible force, you gain a real sense of control and freedom. It's not about forcing yourself with willpower anymore. It's about creating a current that gently carries you where you want to go. It's like you're learning to fly.
So I'm going to leave you with this question to think about. Don't worry about the big, grand 5-year plan for a moment. Just think, what is one ridiculously small action you can take today, maybe right after this, to get started? Because as we've learned, the hardest part is just beginning. Once you do, momentum will be there to help you along the way. You've been listening to Empower Fantastic Life, Jaeger Empowerment Academy. See you next time. Bye-bye.